Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And welcome back, guys, to the Forever ARK series here on ARKsurvivalascended. Now, guys, I'm going to preface the beginning of this video with an apology saying that I'm a bit frustrated. And I just want to let you guys know that there is a bit of frustration, and I apologize just straight away for it. Because traditionally, I'm not that type of person that gets frustrated, but I'm a bit frustrated, so let me explain what I mean. And you guys might be asking, well, what's up with your hair? Why is your hair a little bit different? So, our best friend is back. The friend that we've had to deal with multiple times in this series so far. The XP bug is back. And I find it very interesting that this magically seems to happen around level 70. It's like clockwork at this point. And I know what you guys are thinking too. Well, Sean, you're level 75, so how does that technically work? I will explain in a little bit why we have a bit of an increased level. But yes, the bug came about at level fucking 70 again, and it's driving me nuts. So let me explain what has happened, kind of give you guys a bit of a timeline between the Extra Life live stream that happened a couple days ago up to this point of recording. So, a couple days ago, Flingerfu, another content creator that I've talked about a lot on this channel, he is one of the main inspirations behind me even making content to begin with, came out with an updated settings video. Now, if you guys know or don't know, a lot of my settings are loosely based on his settings videos because I personally feel like that his and my style of playthroughs are very similar. We have a very similar vibe. We both really like the early game, and I feel like his settings tend to be the most balanced from what you can find out there for somebody who really likes the early game experience. So, of course, I made a couple of tweaks here and there, but for the most part, a lot of my settings are inspired through his settings videos, right? I watched his video, and there were a couple settings that I agreed, hey, you know, it does make sense. We should increase or decrease, whatever, yada, yada. So I went ahead and made a couple of changes. Now, I will express right now, none of those had to do with XP. Couple of the settings that I changed include the day-night cycle, because as he explained in his video, and this is something that I probably talked about a lot too, it is great in ASA that the nighttime is a little bit brighter, but let's be honest, a lot of content creators just prefer to record in the daytime. It just looks a lot nicer. It looks a lot crisper on screen. And yeah, it draws a lot more people into videos as opposed to it being a night video where it's a little more dull once it goes through YouTube rendering and everything. So basically, he has increased his time of day and increased the speed of night. So quicker nights, longer days. So I went ahead and did that, basically. Another thing he talked about was something that I've talked about too in my settings videos, the resource respawn timer. Currently, we have that at 0.25, which means something should respawn 4 times faster than it traditionally should respawn in. And the reason I put it that low is because of metal nodes specifically. And he even touched upon it in his video that he has it now at 0.15 just to speed up that process even more, because at 0.25, it's still even taking a while. And firsthand experience, it certainly takes a while. I think if we go over to the metal area now, which has been a very long time, it might have just respawned back in, but I have been checking on it. I think it just respawned maybe an episode or two ago. So it is a very long time for metal to respawn, hence the decreased rate. Now, there was one more setting that I noticed in his video that I decided to change on mine because I kind of wanted to see what it was specifically. It was item decomposition time. On his screen, it was at 0. Mine is traditionally 2.5, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's the difference? What if I drop it to 0? That was it. And I'm personally wondering if changing a setting over to 0, being on Xbox or console specifically, was the issue ultimately. But my biggest concern is, again, it has nothing to do with XP. And that is my biggest conundrum and my biggest frustration about all this, is because we've been down this road before. I can understand after one time having this issue, sure, it's a bug, whatever, no big deal. We make another character. It happens again. Again, a little weird, but okay. Okay, we are at 3 times the same issue has been happening, and I'm starting to look at myself trying to be like, What am I doing wrong? Because again, I do want to just preface right now, I am not blaming Flinger at all for any of this. I'm just kind of explaining the timeline of what has happened in order for us to get to this point. So again, I just want to throw it out there. I'm just explaining that I watched his video and I copied a couple of settings because I think they work and I think he does a great job with his settings. He really puts in the work to figure out and fine-tune those settings. I'm not blaming. I'm just saying I like his settings, so I use them on my series. So continuing on. My biggest frustration, too, is it seems like not a lot of people have had this issue. I have been pretty much researching online through Google, YouTube, ChatGPT even. I've been going through everything, trying to figure out, like, how to fix this. And there is no genuine solution that has worked for me. I've done the Mind Wipe Tonic gist. That doesn't work. I've went ahead and increased the XP, which, funny enough, we'll touch upon that. You know what? We're going to touch upon it now because obviously we are currently at 1 times XP, so just the normal XP, and the XP bar is not moving, right? Now, let's jump into the settings real quick because I think you'll find something pretty interesting with this. So here we go. We're going to save. And I'm going to make sure you guys stay the entire time, again, just for transparency and everything. I apologize that this video might run a little bit longer because of that. I do kind of want this as a short, sweet, to the point, but I do want to give you guys as much information as possible just in case if any of you out there have had this issue and maybe you have a solution. And if you do, please, please, please throw it in the comments. Please, I'm begging. So heading over to game rules, right now we are currently at 1 times XP multiplier. Now, we're going to change this number. And I know this number is going to seem excessive, but I've already done a little bit of testing, so I do want to show this off. Another thing I want to mention is if we head over to XP multipliers, generic is the only one having the issue. All of these are fine. It's generic specifically. So I'm also going to change this to 100, which seems excessive, but I want to show off the reason why I'm doing this. So let's jump back into the game, and I want you guys to see exactly what happens here. Now, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, that thing is filling up really freaking fast. And if we jump in here, XP's moving like it should be, right? We get another level. Here we go. Hey, we got a level, and magically XP is still going, and it looks like no issues or anything like that, right? But here's the catch. Let's change everything back to official. So we're going to go back in. We're going to change everything to 1.0. Again, XP, changing to 1. We're going to go to advanced. We're going to go to XP multipliers. And again, we're going to change it to 1. We're going to make sure we save the settings. And we're going to jump back into single player. Now, if we jump into the menu, it's stuck again. So here's kind of my question. What if, and I know this might sound kind of silly, but kind of work with me here. Obviously, changing your settings in the middle of a series does not affect anything because, again, we've done this where we've done the XP at 0.25, then increased to 0.5, then increased to 0.75, then increased to 1. What if either A, changing the setting to 0 regardless if it affects XP or not is causing an internal issue? That's option 1 that I'm thinking. Or 2, is decreasing anything across the board causing the issue? Because as you guys saw there with the XP, we increased it to 100. Again, excessive number, I know, but the bar worked fine. The minute we bring it back down is when it doesn't work again. I guess we're going to run one more test here. Let's actually jump back in, and I want to run one more test with you guys, because that will actually confirm if it has to do with just dropping any setting, if you will, right? We're going to bring that back up to 100. And again, apologies, guys, that this video might run a little bit long. I kind of just want to show you guys what the hell is going on here. Honestly. Now, obviously, again, we're on 100, so that's going to increase relatively quickly. It is currently working. We're going to jump back into the menu. Now, if it's a matter of just decreasing the values is causing an issue, instead of 1, let's change it to 50. Now, I understand we're using XP as the example here, but I'm hopefully potentially figuring out any decrease. No, the XP bar is moving. Okay, so that's not it either. So, again, even after changing it to 50-50, if we go ahead and change it back to 1.0 official, we then are stuck with whatever this issue is. And I guess we'll see that again once we jump back here in the game. And there we go. XP's not moving at all now. Okay, so guys, if you have any solutions, please let me know down in the comments. I am going to take a couple days off, of course. I want to make sure that you guys see this video, and hopefully we can come to a solution with this, because although there are some of you out there that just look at it and say, it's passive XP, no big deal. That's just something that's going to irk me, and it's just going to keep building and building to the point that, yeah, I'm not going to enjoy the experience, let's put it that way. It just, that kind of stuff really gets in me. And the only solutions that I have currently is uninstalling and reinstalling the game. Because none of the solutions found online, which include using a mind wipe tonic, that didn't work. Getting yourself to the next level, sometimes people said that is a fix that will cause the XP to just start working again. It kind of reboots itself. That didn't work. Uploading and reloading into the obelisk, I tried that. Didn't work. And again, this is stuff we've tried with previous survivors too. But I kind of look at this as, if uninstalling and reinstalling fixes it, cool. But then that's the end of the Forever Ark series, because this world will be completely gone. If we make a new character on this world, is it just going to happen again? I don't know. I don't know. Or the third solution is just simply, do we take a break from ASA and just hopefully let things fix itself, you'd hope. I don't know. Maybe when Lost Colony comes out, there's an update, and maybe this is something that gets fixed. I don't know. The biggest concern on my mind is the fact that this seems that it only happens to me, And oh, I never explained the hair. I took all the mods off in order to see if that was going to fix the issue, and it's not mod related. Now, we do currently have one mod on here, and that is the Dino Depot mod, because I didn't want to lose any of our dinos and stuff, but we have had this happen in previous series that we did not have the Dino Depot mod installed. I was kind of wondering, okay, maybe it's a custom cosmetic that we added. Maybe it's a specific mod. Maybe it's like the Cyrus HUD mod, which it's not, even though we, you know, you guys could see in the bottom right, it's just the normal colors and everything again. It's not the Cyrus HUD mod. It's not mod related, so I think it's gameplay related, but I'm very confused that this is something that hasn't happened to a lot of people, and that's where the concern is. Is it an Xbox issue? Is it a console issue? Is it a game issue? Is it my bad luck? Like, I don't know. My head's been turning about this. I don't entirely know, and I hope you guys have a solution, because I really don't want to end this series here. But if we don't have a solution, I don't know what the other option is. Guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. I hope this isn't the final episode of the Forever Ark series, but I guess you guys will find out through community posts if that is the case or not. Yeah, bit frustrating if I'm going to be honest. I don't want this one to run too long, but I did kind of want to try to show as much information as possible in order for you guys to hopefully be able to tell me, hey, this is a solution, try this, and maybe we could salvage this. But I don't know. I'm worried that changing the item decomposition time down to 0, I think 0 is just the bane of our existence. I'm wondering if that caused it. I don't know. Is the entire world corrupted? So it doesn't matter how many players we bring in here, it's just naturally going to happen again? I don't know. Guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully this isn't the final episode of the Forever Ark series, but if it is, apologies that it ended on this sour of a note, and hopefully we can come up with a solution. If it does mean uninstalling and reinstalling the game fixes it, I'm all good with that. I am completely fine. I'll just let it run overnight. It is what it is. I hope you guys have some feedback for me. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.